Good day, emerging mothers. It is so good to be with you again. It's 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and as you all know, I am still in Chi-Town, and I'm here at the Navy Pier. As you all can see, the water behind me. I am so excited. We fly out on tomorrow, but I wanted to make sure that each and every day at 6 p.m. we are still connected, because as you know, what do I like to do? I like to toss tips and drop gems regarding just ways and ideas that I believe can help you as it pertains to your teen. And you know what? I am here at the Navy Pier, Harry Carey's, if you will. We just finished grabbing a bite to eat, such delicious food, and so I just came outside and just wanted to talk just a little bit with you because of course this is day 7 of our masterclass. Of course, as you know, on day 1 we spoke about, if you will, those indicators where you can identify that your teen has yet to be ready to go off to the college campus, and those tips that you can seek out with them as it pertains to things that they're doing right now. Will they actually be successful on the college campus? And so that was day 1. Day 6 was that mindset shift for us as parents, what we need to do, like right here, right now, before they even transition out. And then, of course, day 3, that had to do with helping our teens to make good social choices while they're on the college campus. And so that was day 3. Day 4, that was all about parenting from a distance. And how should we go about parenting from a distance? I mean, is it the same as when they're living there at the house, or is it slightly different? What does that look like? So that was day 4. Day 5 was strengthening that bond between ourselves and our teen. And I remember, of course, I was at the airport at the time when we talked a little bit about that, and gave some ideas on how we can strengthen that relationship, and gave some just some ways there that would help us. And then day 6, oh my goodness, yesterday we had India Lloyd. She was with us, and she was sharing her thoughts from being on the college campus, and she was able to help us out quite a bit and really give us a first-hand view of what that even looks like as it pertains to being on the college campus, and what just her thought process and how she got through a number of maybe tasks, and how she overcame while she was on the college campus. So that was just extremely helpful for sure. And then, you know what, day 7, which is today, yay. Listen, the discussion topic is, who am I now that my teen has transitioned out of the home? And so, it's talking a little bit about that whole empty nesting phase, and what is it, that I should embrace, or what should I walk away with, or how can I deal with it, be our focus on today. And so what that looks like, and what should I be doing now? And then on top of that, how can I go about preparing? I have to be honest, I'm uncertain what it was like, childless. Think back. Can any of you all just even remember what it was like when you did not even, let alone a teen, that you didn't even have a child at all? Drop down in the chat what that was all about, or better yet, what that was like, or even if you can even remember what that was like, not even having a child. I mean, here it is. We're held responsible for these little people all these years, and then needing to take care of them, needing to make sure that, of course, shoes tied in school, making sure that they are keeping themselves safe and healthy, making sure that they're eating right, all of those different types of things. And then the time comes where we have to take a couple of steps back. And so after doing that all of those years, is that a challenge? That is an absolute challenge. And that's why we're connected today, because guess what? When that happens and we begin to enter that empty nesting stage, guess what? Whether you have one child and that child is leaving, or whether you have multiple children and the last child is leaving, it's as though we have lost our sense of purpose, and we begin grieving because this is like a whole new phase. Some of us were unable to even remember what that phase was even like when we did not have children, because it seems like we've had children for so long. And so, that sense of purpose, it's just a whole new feeling, number one. And then secondly, then we have we're more seasoned, because now we're 18, pretty much 16, 17, 18 years later. And so, of course, the emotions that, that we sense, and I've mentioned it before, we totally need to embrace them. We need to honor those emotions. And then we need to move forward towards a way in which we can, in an impactful and healthy way, still remain effective in their lives, but by the same token, making sure that we're caring for ourselves. So, that's the trick in handling all of that. So I want us to begin, first and foremost, is to remember that, number one, we are not alone, and there are others who have felt those the same way. Whereas, they're grieving the process. They may have felt as though their sense of purpose has moved into a distance. They may endure maybe a sense of emptiness, possibly loneliness. A number of different feelings and a number of different emotions can overcome us. Listen, know that we're not alone. We're not alone at all. It has been felt by many, and so, of course, what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to make sure at that point, and even before that point arrives, we want to make sure that we have found ourselves, our new self, that is. And then we are in the process of reinventing ourselves. Sometimes people think that they need to reinvent themselves, maybe if they're a business owner, or maybe if they're a celebrity, away with that idea. Listen, if we move into that empty nesting phase, then guess what? We need to reinvent ourselves even then as well. And just some ideas, what some people do, and as I've chatted with people, they have mentioned that they've done a couple of different things during their empty nesting phase. One of them could be that maybe they have joined a book club. I enjoy reading myself, and so joining a book club is definitely, although I have yet to join one. I have a host of other things that I've done, but that would be absolutely fun. I mean, you know what? And reading anyway is amazing, because I can sit right here in Texas and read, and guess what? Find myself mentally on the other side of the world, based on whatever story I'm reading. And then, you know what? I love reading. My mother was a reading teacher for 40 years, and so, there were always books around. Love reading. Some people have told me that they have joined knitting clubs. If you like to crochet, or if you like to knit, that can be an idea. Also, others have mentioned that they have joined a yoga group, or, that's one thing that I have done, is I have begun to go to the gym more and jump on that elliptical and use those weights and try to make sure that, I am fit and toned, and making sure that, my health is well, because, that health is essential. It's essential. Some have mentioned that they have joined, of course, walking clubs. That has been an idea as well. Some people have even gone to the library more. It could not only be reading and books, but it could be research as well. Then guess what? The community center. Some folk have gone in to volunteer at the community center. Some people have gone to play bridge. Some people have joined a bingo club. I've heard that as well, that some have done that. And then also some people have taken an interest in hiking. Now, those are people who have been like on the East Coast. Of course, we're maybe a little flatter here. not a host of mountains here for folk to do a boatload of hiking. But yep, on the East Coast, mothers have mentioned, I've started hiking, and that has helped me during this new phase of life. And then I mentioned earlier doing some volunteering. And when I talk about volunteering, which is something that I have been doing, of course, for the last really 23 years, going downtown here in Houston, feeding the homeless under the Pierce Elevated Bridge, when I tell you, when I do that, it seems like I am giving back to them, and giving, of course, way more. You know, they're always so thankful and always so grateful, and so. But here it is. It seems like I'm receiving more than I'm even giving, in reference to, you know, putting together the snack packs being put together, and also making sure that they have the snacks that they need, and the food that they need, and the essentials that they need. It just, I leave that experience so full, and I leave that experience so rewarded myself, that I have helped, I have served, I have been, the hands and feet of God. And so it is just phenomenal and remarkable. So you're talking about spending the empty nesting phase in with the spirit of volunteering. Now that has been helpful along my way. And here it is. I haven't even entered into empty nesting phase just yet, but by the same token, I have already begun it. I have already begun volunteering. I have already begun fulfilling that time, so that will I ever have to ask myself, who am I, or what will I do now? I've already filled that time, and I've already really identified my purpose, and we know that my purpose is serving other people, and that includes you. So those are some ideas in reference to what can be done, because when we are unsure of our purpose, and when we are uncertain of what we ought to be doing, then I have seen it time and time again that we will gravitate towards our teens who have transitioned out of the home. And we are calling every day. We are texting them every day. They're feeling a sense of guilt because there's this neediness and emptiness that they sense from us. And my hope and my prayer, and for each and every one of us, is to, before they transition out, so that when they leave, then our emotions are healthy. Because I've seen it before, whereas the teen who is transitioned out, there may be a delay in their response to their mother, and an emotion or a feeling of envy may overcome the mother, and a feeling of jealousy, because there's a sense that someone else is filling their role. And that's an emotion that I'm hoping, mothers, if you're able to identify that one quickly, and then and be able to manage those emotions appropriately and in a healthy way, it really makes it best for all parties involved. It would. I'm inspired and I'm encouraged that you'll do that. So if you'll please remain cognizant of those emotions, because when they talk to us and they begin to mention other names, and I alluded to this, of course, in one of the other clips, we may think, oh, well, who is that? Or we would be curious about, what, maybe the advice given, or because we sense that, of course, and we know our teens. However, there are other people who enter into their lives, and we're unaware who they are. And guess what? That's okay. That's okay. I just believe that, we will want healthy, divine interventions to occur in our teens' lives that will help them to move forward to the next level, overcoming and moving beyond where they are right now. And so it is a-okay. It is a-okay. Then also, I want to make sure that we are also making sure that we are remaining supportive and helpful. there are times when, our teens may call us, and, and we're back home, and they may need maybe someone to talk to. They may need advice, some advice that maybe they may not be receiving on the college campus, and we want to make sure that we're there for them in that sense. However, there are some times that there may be something that that our teens may be able to do for themselves. We want to support, we want to help, we want to love. However, of course, we're encouraging them to stand on their own 2 feet as well. And so I have remained cognizant of this as well, is making sure that I'm providing the answer for whatever question or whatever is needed by my teen. However, do we always have to be the exact solution? I mean, and I'll give you an example. Say for instance, our teen, our teen is out and about, and there's something that we may have going on at home. We may be in a meeting, or we may even be at work. And we're working on a project, and we're at work, and this is just a hypothetical situation, and we're needed at work. But yet something's going on with our teen. Maybe our teen needs a ride somewhere, or maybe our teen is maybe stranded. The car, there's something wrong with the car, and they're out and about, and we're needed at work. And so, as opposed to leaving work, and this just is an example of what I mean by providing the answer, yet are we the direct solution? Do we leave work and do we go get our teen? Or do we, suggest or even provide an Uber? And that's a simple scenario, hypothetical scenario. But by the same token, we're helping to solve the problem, but are we directly doing it ourselves? I mean, there are a number of ways in which we can help our teens, because guess what? The next time our teen is stranded, if we can go get them, guess what? I'm jumping in the car and going to get them. However, if I am unable to, or guess what? I may be somewhere where I may have been dropped off at the office, or may not have ways to a vehicle myself. But we can still provide that answer, of course, even though we're not the direct solution. So begin to just think about that. How can we help and support our teens, even if we're unable to be that direct solution? I tell you, but guess what? If my daughters are calling me and I can go get them, absolutely. I'm in the car, quick, fast, and in a hurry. I'm going to get them, that's for sure. But however, if we're unable to, then guess what? Let's still be able to provide them the answer to a problem. Even if we're unable to be that solution. All right, so mothers, listen, I will be flying out of course, Chicago on tomorrow. My flight leaves about 6:45, I believe it is. And so what I will do is I'm going to jump on earlier before my flight, since I'm unable to jump right on at 6 p.m. As I have over these last 7 days. So know that it will be sooner than 6. And if you can swing on, I totally love to see you. If there are any questions right now, I will hang around for just a bit to just see if you have any questions that I can answer for you, especially as it pertains, of course, to our topic on today, as it pertains to empty nesting. I'll stay on for just a couple of more seconds or however, or you all know that you all can DM me. Now, a reminder, there is, I've already had about 5 one-on-one strategy calls, because of course mothers are thinking, what can I do in this situation, or what can I do in that situation? And so I've heard all types of scenarios, and we've been able to talk through what can be done in certain situations. So listen, let me know. I can send you my Calendly, and we can jump on a strategy call, and I'd love to help you as well. I know we have a couple of more days left, day 8 and then also day 9. I have appreciated y'all joining me. You all have been such a delight. These master classes are absolutely fun. They are fun, and I think that they're phenomenal as well because they're dropping nuggets for you. I'm getting all types of questions, and I absolutely love it. I am here enjoying this music. I think we'll be here for a few more moments, and then I'm sure we'll head back, of course, to the hotel. And thereafter, we'll get a good night's rest, and then you all will hear from me on tomorrow. In the meantime, drop me whatever questions you have, and I'll be sure to connect back with you. Thank you so much. Love you all, and I look forward to talking with you soon. Take care. Goodbye.